Good morning, Oracles. So how do I think that Tesla stock is going to trade this week? We're in the green. I'm wearing the green because I think we're going to be net green this week. I think there's going to be some ups and downs. It is the end of the quarter. A lot of times at the end of the quarter, institutions and funds are rebalancing their portfolios, taking a look at a bunch of different stocks. So I'm not sure how it's going to trade, but honestly, if we finish net green slightly with a nice little consolidation this week, that would bode very, very well for us going into next week. Because next week we have production and delivery numbers that should be out on Sunday the 2nd. That's the date that they had been putting out the production and delivery numbers historically. Most recently, they've been pretty consistent about that. And then we also have Gigafest coming up on the 7th. So both of those are very strong catalysts for the stock. Now, we are predicting that there's going to be very good production and delivery numbers. I'm looking between 325 to 330,000 vehicles, both produced and delivered during the first quarter. So if we come anywhere near that, it looks like, I believe, estimates from the market are looking in the low 300,000 range. So anything over 300,000, I think, is an excellent quarter, because that there by itself is just leading us to a minimum of a 1.2 million vehicle production and delivery by the end of the year. That doesn't even include the further ramping of Shanghai or ramping of Berlin and Austin. So that would be a great number to come in at, anything over 300,000. So for over that, that's going to be a positive catalyst. And then we've got Gigafest coming on the 7th. And if Gigafest is anything like Giga Berlin, I think we are in for a very strong pop afterwards. I mean, just the few things that we heard from Elon over at Giga Berlin during the opening there was fantastic. Gave us some great insight as to what was going on with the company, potential future factories, lots of other great information. So we might get some more information about the Cybertruck in particular coming out of Gigafest. I'm actually kind of excited. I wonder for those of you who are going, and yes, I apologize, I will not be able to attend. I haven't gotten an invite. I have other financial obligations that have come up this year that I need to really pay attention to and take care of those. But I would really be interested to seeing if they have like a bucking Cybertruck, maybe like a mechanical bull, but it's a Cybertruck instead. That would be pretty awesome to see if they're going to have that there. But I have a feeling that we're going to get some great information and insight coming out of Austin. Plus, they're going to have the factory tours going on, so it'd be great to see what it looks like inside this factory and see what they've got going on as far as, you know, the Model Y production, which we know about, perhaps the standard range or standard range plus, the battery production that's going to be going on there, and maybe we can see a little bit of where the Cybertruck is going to get produced within the factory. And so I think those are going to be two huge catalysts going into next week to make us go green and give us the breakout that we had been seeing with this consolidation. So if we do continue this consolidation all week long, then we should see this breakout coming next week. What price target we're going to hit, I don't know. Again, we've got gaps that go down to 905 and a very tiny gap that goes down to 801. So, you know, if we do not fill those gaps this week, then if we run up next week with a breakout, I am still anticipating a second pullback to fill at least one of those two gaps. And in discussing with Slim and a couple others of you in the comments, you know, looking at the reality of the situation, yes, the initial fear and uncertainty that was in the markets leading up to the inflation going up, interest rates going up, Ukraine-Russia situation, potential China-Taiwan situation going on, you know, that fear has been kind of priced into the market, and it's not really spoken about, but it's still there. It's really still there, and the market has been climbing nicely over the last 2 weeks. So realistically, those situations are not resolved and do need to be addressed as well. So there is still a good reason for the stocks to pull back again, because the real underlying reason that we pulled back in the first place is still there. It's not gone. So this is just something to pay attention to. Again, I would love the stock to just continue to run to all-time highs and keep going, but I got to be realistic, and realistically, the problems are still here. The fundamental issues in the macro environment still exist, and we need to pay attention to those, because, you know, they can bring the stock down to fill these gaps, as we have said. So the way I am playing it this week is Again, my main portfolio is definitely hold and buy. I am not going to be selling anything from my main portfolio. If we do happen to get a pullback this week due to institutions and funds, rebalancing their portfolios, we know that ARK Invest sold off 146,000 shares of Tesla on Friday. Tesla's been running, and we know that ARK Invest bought in and they were buying the dip back and it was 800 and below. So they're making some significant profits, 25% profits they're making on the stock right now and with the deals that they made previously. So that's a great, strategy for them as an investment fund. For me, as a long-term trader and a long-term investor, I'm just holding. However, in my IRA, I may do the same thing that ARK Invest did, and that's going to be, I'm going to take my 2 lowest purchased shares and I have a sell order in for 1050. So if we hit 1050, I will sell off the lowest 2. I will make about 25 to 30% profit on those 2. And then I will use that money if we get the secondary pullback, and I'll buy back in on that dip. Again, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but either way, this is the way I play it. And I like to do halves because if the stock does run afterwards and it goes well past 1050, maybe it hits all-time highs, then I will have 2 other shares that I can still sell out of as well. Because if we do hit all-time highs, I do think that we are going to come down from there because the stock is not ready in the short term to hit that mark yet. So if we do, it's because we're on a euphoric run and will be due for a pullback. Just some things that I pay attention to. Is it guaranteed? No, absolutely not. We could hit 1250, we could hit 1500 and keep on going, But just looking at it logically and seeing it as the trends are going on with the macro environment and how the stock has been trading, that is the way I'm going to play it. So at 1050, I'll sell out my 2 lowest shares, and if we run, I'll sell out the other 2. If we pull back, I'll buy more. Playing kind of both sides of the angle. Yes, it's not guaranteed to get me the most profits I can get, but it's going to guarantee me some profits and the ability to buy back in and get some more shares for a lower price. And if we do not hit 1050 and just pull back, that's where I'm going to, in my main portfolio, add a little bit more. And I'm going to go back to that every percent we dip, I will add a little bit more money. Now, as I said before, I'm going to be lighter this time around because I don't know how far we will come down. So I'll probably do $5, maybe $10 for every percent that we drop. And I'll set some different criteria. Because if we do like we did last time, we kind of did a little bit of up and down. So we would be down and then we'd go back up and then we'd come down and I'd be buying at the same price, which wasn't a bad thing. I mean, I still did very well on those purchases, but I will just do it a little more strategically this time around, and I'll keep you guys posted on a daily basis as to what my strategy is. And now if you guys haven't had a chance to check it out, head on over to Investment Club. Vin and I had episode number 5 yesterday. We recorded that. It is up and out. We discussed production numbers for Tesla, future for Tesla with the Tesla bot, lots of different great Tesla information. So go ahead and hop over there and check out Investment Club and episode number 5 of Oracle Investment Club. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. Thank you so much. Have a great one.